first phase of your calculus. Okay, so today we will start with limits and continuity. Okay, so this so I'll discuss the next few weeks, few months, what we'll do. So this week, so let's say week 1. So the first week, how much I'll correct the assignment. I've just checked and I will give you marks in today. After 2 days, I will give you marks. You know, because I was thinking to take the assignment for today also. So this week we'll start with limits. Okay. So week 2 we will do continuity. Then we'll do week 3 we'll start with differentiation, right? Plus the method of differentiation. Okay. So limits, continuity, then differentiation, method of differentiation. Then week 4 we'll have Saturday homework. Okay, so week 4 we will complete with application of derivatives. Application of derivatives. Okay, so this will be for your 1 month. So this is for your 1 month what we are going to do. Then after that, week 5, that means next month. So basically what we are going to do is in this August we're going to complete with limits and continuity and derivatives. Okay, then next we'll have week 5 we'll start with integration. Okay, week 6 we will have definite, oh sorry, yeah, definite integration. This is integration plus indefinite form, right? Definite integration. Then for week 7 we will start with, so we have integration, definite integration, then we'll have area under the curve. And then the last part of this will be week 8 will be your differential equation. Differential equations. Yes. No, I don't think so. There is no, I don't think so that school will, your school are not going to open before December. Don't worry. So this is August. Then you have September, right? So you have August whole. So August and September will complete whole your differential calculus and integral calculus. Okay. So your complete calculus will be finished by September. Then October, November, December. We have 3D, then vectors. We have probability. So these two parts we will take whole month. This 3D vectors and 3D and vectors I'll complete in October. Then in November we'll take probability and your solution of triangles and the remaining topics which we have. And from December we'll start revising for your 11th class. Okay, we'll see what we can revise over functions and all. We can start with functions and all. Okay, so now these 2 months will be your August and September will be your limits or your complete calculus. So please be attentive, and I know this is a very favorite topic for most of you. You must have already done some part of it, differentiation and integration. You have done some part of it in physics, but we will start from scratch. Okay, so just keep your mind open and don't think that okay, I know this part, so I don't need do not have to study, because this is a very important concept in perspective for maths. है ना? नहीं, for maths I'm talking about, बच्चे, for maths. This is only the topic for maths. Those yeah, the small topics which we have left before we will complete in December, right? So we'll complete in December. So I'll try to finish the exam course within time, so that you will have enough time for your practice also. So this will be the test portion also. So this week's test portion will be limits, then your continuity, then differentiation and method of differentiation, then application of derivative. Now remember one thing, that in continuity I can ask question from limits. In continuity I can ask question from limit, because both are exactly same. If I've taught limits, then I will ask for limits. Continuity I can ask for limits also. Differentiation, then I can ask for continuity also. Don't think that differentiation I cannot ask from continuity and limits. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to make schedules such that we can revise 11th also, because some students I have not taught, many of you have not taught 11th. So I'll try to finish syllabus within time with each topic given enough amount of time, and then we'll start doing revisions of the topics of 12th and 11th, whichever is I feel like you guys are weak in, so I will start. Okay. So first thing, let's start with the definition or the meaning of limit. Now see, Uh, Previously, when we were doing first chapter in maths in 11th and in 12th, we have started with functions. We have started with functions, right? Sorry. We have started with functions, right? And in this functions, what we have seen, we have taken an overview. We have taken an overview, right? Overview of the function. Like suppose if you are talking about a sine function, if I are talking about sine function or trigonometric function as in general, if you are talking about exponential functions or trigonometric functions or your polynomial, right? So these all functions we have taken an overview, like we have seen that function from a very large distance, okay, that how the function will look like. Now what with calculus or with limits, what we'll do, we will start looking a very uh, uh, magnified view of these functions individually, and we will look at very magnified views of these functions and how they will look on a micro level. By micro level I mean that suppose a very good example which I give in calculus to explain limits and continuity. So what I mean to say is, suppose if you want to buy a house, suppose if you are going in a market to buy a house, right, and you are looking for this house to live in, right, you will be looking a house to live in. So basically the first thing you will do, that first thing you will look at the locality. So first thing I will look at the locality, right? By locality I mean, suppose if this locality has all the gundas around it, if this locality has all the gundas around it and your house is situated here, right, if your locality is situated in around a gundas, like they all are villains and all criminals and all, so you will never live in this locality. So this locality is a no for you, right? So first thing what I will do, I will look at the locality around the house, right? So this concept is somewhat similar to limits. In limits, so I can take house as the example of this. This is a metaphor for a point. Okay, so what I will do in limits, the first thing I will do is I will look at the neighborhood of the point. I will look at the neighborhood of the point. We are not bothered about what the point look like or what the point actually is. This is the meaning of limit, that first around a point I will look what is happening. Is the neighborhood good or is the neighborhood bad? Then after that I will move on to that point. After checking the neighborhood in limits, after checking neighborhood in limits, what I will move on to, I will move on to continuity. I will move on to continuity. So after limits after limits comes continuity. Okay, so that means first I have checked the neighborhood around this house. I've checked the neighborhood. So suppose this neighborhood is good. This neighborhood is a good neighborhood. Okay, that means limit said that okay, everything is fine. Then I will actually check the house. That means first I will check the neighborhood and then I will actually check the point. This is the concept related to continuity. Understood? So first is the meaning of limit is basically we are talking about the neighborhood in a very basic and simple form. Okay, now see, by neighborhood what do I mean? So if I'll move this concept to real numbers, so suppose if I'll move to real numbers, so suppose you have a number line, and we are talking about that, suppose around a number line we are taking that this is x-axis, or a number line, right? And we are talking about that suppose a point x is equals to a. We are talking about point x is equals to a. Now see, this point x is equals to a is, we can reach, now suppose if somebody is saying that we are around a point x is equals to a, we are around, or we are near to, we are near to a point x is equals to a. So now by near to point x is equals to a, this means that we are in a neighborhood of this point. By being in a neighborhood of this point means either we are on this side, or we are on this side, right? So that means a, in this case a has two neighborhoods. One is on the left side and one is on the right side. That means we can approach a from two different directions. One is this and one is this, right? So this means that we are saying that okay, limit of x tending to a, this is the representation that by this what we mean, that we are approaching a point x which is equals to a. We are approaching a point x which is equals to a, right? Now suppose we are saying that, okay, what is the value of fx? Suppose fx is given as uh, uh, x square by 2. So fx is given as x square by 2, right? Now see, so if I'll say that limit of, suppose the point is approaching and x is, suppose if I'll say that x is around, or x is near to, near to the point, 2, then what will be the value of fx? What will be the value of fx if suppose I'm saying that x is near to point 2? That means x is near to, x is equals to 2, है ना? Or x is approaching, x is equals to 2, then what will be the value of the fx? If suppose I will simply say that x is approaching 2, then what will be the value of fx? Yeah, so fx, because x is approaching 2, that means what I will do, I will take approximate that, okay sir, x is approximately equals to 2, so what I will say, I will take 2 square by 2, so this will be approximately equals to 2, right? Now see, one point to understand is that is fx exactly equals to 2? If fx exactly equals to 2, or is approximately equals to 2? Is fx exactly equals to 2 or approximately equals to? We know that 2x is exactly not equal to 2 right now. So that means fx is all, if x approximately equals to 2, it can be something like 1.9999, it can be either 1.9999 or it can be 2.0000001. It can be this number or it can be this number, right? Right now it is not exactly 2. Right now it is not exactly 2, but because for our sake of convenience, what we will say that, okay, it is approximately equals to 2, so we will write it as equals to 2, right? By this part is very easy, right? Because this is not a problem, we are not having any problem, right? Now suppose if you have a function like this, suppose if you have a function like this, f of x is equals to uh, x square by x square minus 4 upon x minus 2, right? X square minus 4 upon x minus 2. Now suppose if I'll say that what is the value of f of 1, you will say f of 1, I will simply substitute f of 1, so this is 1 minus 4 by 1 minus 2, so this is 3, right? Now you will say, sir, what is the value of f of minus 1? So we'll say, okay, f of minus 1, I will simply substitute 1 minus 4 upon minus 1 minus 2, so this will minus 3 upon minus 3, so this will become 1, right? So similarly, we will have different values of x, for which we will get different values of function, right? But here we know that there is a problem of f at x is equals to 2. Now suppose if our x is equals to 2, yeah, so suppose if our x is equals to 2, we will simply say that fx, if suppose if I have given you this question to somebody which is not aware of the determinant should be 0 or not, so what I will do, I will simply write this as x minus 2 into x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. So this and this he will cancel, and this will become simply x plus 2. So simply f of 1 will become 3, f of minus 1 will become 1, and so on, right? Now suppose in this question, in this part, when I have simplified, when I have substituted f of minus 2, when I have substituted f as f of minus 2, this will become 0, right? That is okay. But suppose if I'll substitute f of 0, when I will substitute f of 0, what will this become? This will become 2. Suppose if I'll substitute f of 2, if I'll substitute f of 2, if I find value of f of 2, so this will become 4, right? Now because I have simplified this function into this form, f of 2 is okay for me, right? But the thing is that in the original question we had f of x is equals to x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Now if we will substitute the value of f of 2 here, if we'll substitute the value of f of 2 here, we are not bothered about what is in numerator. By numerator we are okay, but in the denominator what we are having, in the denominator we are having 2 minus 2 form, which is not defined, right? Now see what is happening. In limits, we are talking about a neighborhood. In limits, we are talking about the neighborhood. So we are not bothered about what is happening to the function at f of 2. We are not bothered about what is happening to the function at f of 2, right? We are bothered about what is happening in the neighborhood. So we are more concerned about the neighborhood of that. The neighborhood of or around f, around x is equals to 2. What is happening around x is equals to 2? So what we can take is that, okay, around x is equals to 2, x will take a value like 1.999 and so on, and or x can take value like 2.00001, right? Both are not equals, no, both are not exactly equals to 2. Both points are not exactly equals to 2. Now I can use this part. I can use this part once again. By I know f of x can be factorized as x minus 2 upon x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. Right now, when we are talking about the neighborhood, look at these part. This, if x is 1.9999, so if I'll substitute here, if I'll substitute 1.999 here, so this will become 1.999 and so on bar minus 2 divided by 1.99 bar minus 2, right, into 1.99 so on plus 2. Now look at these two. These values are approaching 0. These values, this value is approaching 0 because this value will be minus 0.00. So this value will be minus of 0.000001. This value will be almost minus of 0.00000, means whatever value x will take here, same value x will take. So both value will be exactly same. Now we know that we cannot cancel 0 by 0, but we can always cancel something which is very small divided by something which is very small. We have seen in physics, wherein a constant for gravity we have taken to the power minus 34. So there we will cancel things, right? So this can easily cancel with this. No matter how small, if it is not 0, we can cancel out. So the answer, this part can be cancelled out because x is not equals to 2. So we are not cancelling out 0 with 0. So that means this is okay. And what we will get, 1.9999 something plus 2. So this will become 3.9999, which will be approximately equals to 4. So the answer we will get equals to 4. That means around the point x is equals to 2, around the point x is equals to 2, one side we are getting what, that okay, x is equals to f of x we are getting is equals to 4. So this is the thing which we'll call that, suppose we'll say limit of x tending to 2. Limit of x tending to 2 for the function f of x, where f of x is equals to x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. We will say that this limit is L. That means this value exists. This value exists, and we have calculated this value will be approximately 4. This value will be approximately 4. So we will say that, okay, limit of at x is equals to 2 of fx is equals to 4. That means, what does this mean? That around a point x is equals to 2, the function is taking value of 4. The function is taking value of 4, and this is the limit. We have given it a name. We have given it a so if you don't want to write it, forget about it. Yes, just saying that around x is equals to 2, the function is taking value 4. Okay, this is what we call as a limiting value. This is what we call as a limiting value. Just a name given. Just we'll call this at, okay, around that point, what will the function take? This will be we'll take as a limiting value. हाँ बच्चा, see, we are approximating 3.999 as 4. We are saying that 3.999 is 4. That is okay. But why we are not approximating 0.0001 as 0? Because if we will approximate this as 0, then denominator also we had 0.001 as, we will approximate 0001 as 0 also. We cannot cancel 0 by 0 because 0 by 0 is undefined. We cannot cancel 0 by 0, but we can cancel very small number with very small. For example, in your physics, when I think you guys must have done gravity, right? You must have done gravitational constants and all that, right? Force of gravity. Oh, suppose in numerator you have a constant like 10 raised to the power minus 55, and in denominator you have 10 is to power minus 56. By 10 is to power minus 55, if suppose if I will say that 10 is to power minus 55, what you will write it approximately equals to 0. But this is approximately equals to 0. Similarly, 10 is to power minus 56 is approximately equal to 0. But when I'm dividing this, does this become 0? No, this is not equal to 0. This is approximate. This value will be equals to 10 to the power 56 minus 55. So this value will be equals to 10. That means when you are dividing something and those value are approximately equal to 0 but not 0, that means you will get some value out of this. You will get some value out of this. You cannot simply say that this is 0, this is 0, so the thing is undefined. No. Why is this happening? Because right now we are able to compare these two values. These are very similar to each other. These are approximately equal to 0, very near to 0. Just the factor of 10, if I'll multiply with this, if I'll multiply this with 10, this will become equal to this. By this thing, you are able to understand? Anirudh, did you understood? Okay. So that is why in limit, remember this thing. This thing we are not equating equal to 0. अगर हम if we have equated equal to 0 तो बस वहीं पे we will game will get finished. वहां पे you have made a mistake. It is always approximate, like 0.999 in maths or 0.9 in maths. We will always approximate equals to 1, and this 1 is always equals to 0.99 bar, 0.9 bar. In maths we are writing this. So if you have seen in rational numbers, if you have seen in rational numbers, right, in rational numbers, if you try to find out this in p by q form, you will get this equals to 1 by 1 form. And so this is approximate of 1. Understood? Okay, I hope this one is clear. So this was the actual like very sir, then the function won't approach. No. Only around x is equals to 2. Only around x is equals to 2. By see, a function was for 1, it was taking value 3. For minus 1, it was taking value 1. For minus 2, it was taking value 0. Right? But around 2, the function is approaching 4. So let's see what does graphically this thing means. What does graphically approaching 4 means? What does graphically approaching 4 means? Now suppose if I'll write the same function, f of x, if I'll write the same function f of x as suppose x square minus 4 by x minus 2, right? So this thing can be simplified into f of x as x plus 2, right? This thing can be simplified into x plus 2 because x minus 2 factor will get cancelled, right? But here we know that x is not equals to 2. X should not be equals to 2 because for x is equals to 2, we will get an function which is not defined. Okay. So now I will try to draw this function. So let's see what happens when I'll try to draw this function. Right? So we know this is a linear function. So you will get a linear equation of the line. So this is a linear equation. So here is a linear equation of the line. X intercept will be minus 2 and y intercept will be 2. So this is something like this, right? So this is the line x plus 2 is equals to x plus 2 is equals to y, right? So this is the line x plus 2 is equals to y. Sorry. X plus 2 is equals to y. So Viksha, we have already said that x is not equals to 2. We have already said that x is not equals to 2. So Viksha, we have already said that x is not equals to 2 because we know for 2 it is not equal. It will not be defined. But when we are taking off the factor of x minus 2, we will get a line which is x plus 2, right? So see, when x is equals to 2, let's see what is the value of the function when x is equals to 2. So when x is equals to 2, so for x is equals to 2, we will take this part. We'll take, so for x is equals to 2, let's see what we will get if we are just trying to find out what is x is equals to 2. For x is equals to 2, we know we will get 2, 4. That means this point is 2, 4. That means for x is equals to 2, we are getting y value as 4, right? Now, suppose if I'm talking about approaching 2, if I'm not talking about x is equals to 2, so if I'm talking about approaching 2, so what does that mean? That right now, because we were saying that okay, around at x equals to 2 it will take 4 when x and we are saying that okay, x will never be able to take 2. But what will happen at the neighborhood is that it will take these values. Around the neighborhood of x, it will take these values, right? Now see, if I'll zoom this out, if I will take a magnified version of this, right? So suppose if this is a line, if this was the line, right? And this was the point we are talking about, right? But this x cannot be able to take 2, but what is happening around this 2 here and here, right? Around this 2 here and here, right? This function is trying to approach this value 4 from left hand side also and from right hand side also. See, suppose if I'll take x is equals to 2.1, if I will take x is equals to 2.1, and if I'll substitute here, so it will become 2.1 plus 2, so this will become 4.1. So let's say 4.1 is here. Let's say 4.1 is this point, right? So this point is, let's say I will write the whole point, 2.1 comma 4.1. Okay, now let's say we are taking, instead of 2.1, I'm taking somewhat point closer to this, so let's say 2.01. If I will take 2.01, so this will be 2.01 comma 4.01, which is closer to this. Let's take this as point P. So which is closer to P? First point or second point? Obviously second point. So as we are moving closer to x, as we are moving closer and closer to x, this point, this function's value will move closer and closer to 4. So let's take a point 2.000001. 1 2 3 4 5 zeros. So if I'll take 2.000001, so this will make 4.000001, which is closest to 4 right now. This point is closest to 4. So as close as I will move towards x is equals to 2, this function will start taking closer and closer and closer and closer values to 4, right? So as close as I move to 2, function will also take as close to 4. So what I can say is, now look at this part which I'm going to write. So as x approaches 2, one more thing we can say that, okay, if this is from this side, let's take x is equals to now 1.9. X is equals to 1.9. So suppose if I'll take x is equals to 1.9. So let's see. Just wait. Suppose this was the line. Okay. So for different values, we were getting closer and closer. So here also. So first, let's take 1.9. So for 1.9, so from here, 1.9, this will become 3.9, right? Now suppose if I'll take x here, closer point, x is equals to 1.99. So 1.99, this will become 3.99. If I will take 1.999, this will become 3.999. Which is closest among these 3 points? Obviously this one. So as we are moving, and in this, which is closest to 2, in this, amongst these 3, which is closest to 2, this one. Amongst these 3, which is closest to 2, this one. So that means either I'm moving closer to 2 from this side or this side. The function value is getting closer to 4. Okay. So what we can write, as x approaches 2, as x approaches 2, the value of the function approaches 4. Now remember, we are saying approaches, we are never saying equal. What will happen as x becomes equals to 2? What will happen as x becomes equals to 2? What will happen as x becomes equals to 2? Not defined. Very good, very good. So x becomes not defined. So that means as x becomes equals to 2, I can put a small dot here. So I can put a small dot. So this is the actual function which looks like, right? This is a small dot which actual functions looks like. But around this 2, this is happening. Around this 2, this is happening. So mathematical way of writing, will be, I will write here. So as limit of x tending to 2, okay, the fx is equals to 4. As limit x tends to 2, the function value approaches 4, and this 4 is known as the limiting value. This 4 is known as the limiting value. I hope this everybody understood. Is everybody able to understand what does limiting value means? But is everybody able to understand what does limiting value means? Yes or no? Fine, everybody. Very good, very good, very good, bacha. Very good. Okay. So limiting value means it is not equals to 4, but almost equals to. है ना? Let's take one more example. Okay, we can take one more example. Very good. So let's take an example of f of x is equals to x square minus 1 upon x minus 1. So tell me what is the limiting value of, so what will happen when limit x tending to 1? What will happen when limit x tending to 1? What will happen at limit x tending to 1? X is equals to limit at x tending to 1. What will the value of limit x tending to 1? 2. Very good. So limit of f tending to 1 of fx will be 2. So what is this? Limiting value. Limiting value. Does this mean, yeah, does this mean it is exactly equals to 2? Does it mean it is exactly equals to 2? Is it exactly equals to? No, it is not exactly equals to 2. It is only approximately equals to 2. By ये concept, this concept is I hope this one is clear, right? I hope this one is clear. हाँ बच्चा, obviously. So Vishnu Siddharth is saying, just wait बच्चा. Vishnu Siddharth is saying, so every single function has a limit. For example, f of x is equals to x plus 3. So for example, f of x is equals to x plus 3. If we multiply x minus 3 on numerator, no. See, this is different. So he's saying that x plus 3 and x plus 3 into x minus 3. If I'll do x minus 3, so are these two functions same? But these two functions are not same, है ना? These two functions are not same. Why is that? Because see, for this function the domain is real, right? This function is domain is real. But for this function, what is the domain? This function's domain is r minus 3, है ना बच्चे? Who asked? Vishnu, did you understood? You are actually changing the function, right? But here I'm not changing the function. For here I'm not saying that what will the value of function at x is equals to 1, because x is equals to 1 won't exist, right? So for here, how does the limiting value becomes 2? So we can write f of x is equals to x minus 1 into x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. This will get cancelled and we can write f of x is nothing but x plus 1 for x not equals to 1. है ना? X minus x plus 1 for x is equals to 1 and x not equals to 1. So this will simply become, I will simply substitute x is equals to 1. So this will be 2. Okay. Now very simple question. F of x is equals to x square plus 1. Tell me what is the limiting value of when x limit of x tending to 1 of fx. Tell me what is the limiting value of this. Tell me what will be the value of this. Very good. But approximately what will, this is approximate one. When I substitute, so this will be 1 square plus 1, approximately 1 square plus 1. So this is approximately 2. So this 2 will become limiting value. है ना? That means this is approximately equals to 2. This everybody understood? Fine. Okay. हाँ, अब देखो इसमें I will just change a little bit. I will change a little bit in this. F of x is equals to greatest integer of x plus 1. है ना? F of x is greatest integer of x plus 1. Then अच्छा, okay, we will talk this in a okay, x square plus 1. Take this. हाँ, x square plus 1. The limit of x tending to 1 of fx will be equals to what? Tell me what will be the value of limit of x is equals to 1 for fx, where fx is greatest integer of x square plus 1. Think very carefully and then answer. Think very carefully and then answer. Acha, okay, yeah, okay, fine. Leave it, wait, leave it. We'll first discuss one more concept, then I will give you this question. Just wait, leave it, leave it. First we'll discuss one more concept and then I will say, hai na? So after this, for this one we have seen that, okay, any number can be approached, yeah, any number can be approached from two sides. One is this side and one is this side. In previous case also, when we were talking about the linear function, that is x-axis, we saw that x is equals to a can be approached from two sides. One is from this side and one is from this side. That means right side and left side. So now what we will talk about, we will define this neighborhood in more detail. है ना? Or first what we'll see, first formal definition of limits, because limits will be given to you in your books also. है ना? So Sir is saying limit is approximately equals to 2. Yes, limit is approximately equals to 2. Saying is also correct, but generally because we do not want to write approximately equals to 2, we will simply write it equals to 2. And it is our approximation. And approximately equals to 2 means equals to 2 only we will write, right? But actually the correct answer should be limit is approximately 2. That is correct. But because we do not want to write limit is approximately 2 every time, so we will just simply write it equals to 2. Hai Sundaram, did you understood? Okay. Now see, this is the formal definition of limit. Just try to understand what I will write. So first I will write the definition, then you just check what I'm writing. Hai So suppose f of, so I'm saying limit of x tending to c, f of x is equals to L, right? So this L becomes my limiting value, and this c becomes the point of approximation, the point x is approaching. Okay, now this will be your formal definition of limit. So for all m greater than 0, there exists, for all m greater than 0, there exists n greater than 0. In see, this in your advanced level they will give delta epsilon, they will give delta and epsilon, they will give delta epsilon value, right? But here I'm taking simple constants m and n, such that m and n are for every m greater than 0. See, this part is given, this is given to you, है that limit of x tending to c, f of x is equals to L. That means when x is approaching c, this means I will write the word also. So when x approaches c, the function f of x approaches L. Okay, fine. First I will write this definition, then it will be very much easy to understand. I will explain also. For all m greater than 0, there exists n greater than 0 such that modulus of x minus c, modulus of x minus c is greater than 0 and less than m. This implies that modulus of f of x minus L is greater than c, 0 and less than n, such for where m and n are infinitesimally small. Okay, so first you write this definition once, then I will explain. First you write this: for all m greater than 0, there exists n greater than 0 such that x minus c is less than m and greater than 0, modulus of x minus c less than m and greater than 0, and f of x is less than L is modulus of f of x minus L less than n and greater than 0, where m and n are infinitesimally small. Okay, just copy this once. Okay, this is the mathematical definition in your, when you are if you have when you will crack your JEE exam and you will go to IITs, then this will be taught in your MTH 101. This thing in detail will be taught you in MTH 101. This thing in detail, MTH 101 and 102. This thing in detail. Okay, so this is the starting point of misery of your life. Okay. Yes, Anirudh, very good, very good, very good. That is the exact definition. That is the exact meaning. Very good, bacha. Very good, Anirudh. Hai so see, Anirudh has already figured out that, sir, what you are trying to say is that suppose m is very small. By how small m is, we can never tell. How small m is, we can never tell. Why? Because suppose if I will say that m is 10 to the power minus 5,000. Okay, then Anirudh will say, sir, no, I'm taking m as 10 raised to power minus 5001. And then Praveen will say, so no, why you are taking this number? I will take m is equals to, for me, small means m is equals to 10 to the power minus 1 lakh. Right? So that means for anyone, the small can be any number, but there is no limitation to how small the number is. So that means for every smallest number you can possibly think of, every smallest number you can possibly think of, there exists an n, which is also a very small number. For any smallest number you can possibly think of, which is m, there exists an n, which is also very small, such that, see, if I look at this statement, what does this mean? If I look at this statement, so this is 0 greater than mod of x minus c m. If m is very small, very carefully look at this. If m is very, very small, that means x is approaching to c. X is very, very, very close to c. Okay, either from left side or from right side. If m is very small, that means x is approaching c, no matter from which side. If x is c plus, suppose c is 2, c is 2, right? So x can be 1.999 or x can be 2.0001. In both the cases you will get a value very small, right? So that means that when m is very small, m is almost approaching 0, m is very small, x is approaching c. So this condition means x is approaching c. I hope this condition is okay for everyone. What does this condition actually means? That x is approaching c. But everybody is able to understand this means x is approaching c. But yes or no? Everybody is able to understand? Yes, very good. Now if this means x is approaching me, what does this mean? That 0 is f of x minus limit is less than n. This means when x is approaching c, that means the function f of x is approaching L. So this means function f of x is approaching L. Understood? So simply either you can write this thing, right? But the formal definition, the mathematical definition, which you will study in your advanced level courses when you will go to colleges, you will see this definition used. Okay, you will see this definition used. This definition means when x is approaching c, that means x modulus of x minus c is less than m. M is very small, very small. For every smaller m, you can find a smaller s, you can find an x. The function value will approach L. That means for any smaller n, you can find f of x such that it is satisfied. Understood? By everybody understood this part? You know? So this is, yeah, which part of limiting equation should not be negative? Sir, is necessary that limiting value is always integer? Nahi, bacha, limiting value can be anything. Limiting value can be in decimal also. Limiting value can be in a fraction also. Anything. It is not like that. Hai na? Okay. Hai na? So for example, suppose limit this L was reaching 0.5. Suppose this L was reaching 0.5. Hai na? So by L can be anything. Understood? Fine. So it is not necessary the L should be a integer only. No. L can be any value. Any value if it is approaching. Hai na? Any value 0.5, 1 by 2, 1 by 5, 1 by 3. You can say that it is definition is like complicating a simple definition, but actually this you can also think about okay, this thing was actually coming from this part. This thing was actually coming from this part. So first people found this part and then after that they calculated this part. Understood? So that means this was the original definition and from here to simplify we found this one. No, C it not necessary. C is not an integer. See, I will give you an example in which they are not integer. Suppose f of x is given as x square minus 1 by 4 upon x minus 1 by 2. Okay, fine. So see here, this I can write as x minus 1 by 4, x minus 1 by 2 into x plus 1 by 2 divided by x minus 1 by 2, right? So this gets cancelled. So this is x plus 1 by 2 for x not equals to 1 by 2. Now if I will find the x value for 1 by 2, this will become 1. So approx. So this c is not integer. or suppose if this whole function was divided by 3, right? So if this function was 1 by 3 into this, so this whole thing will be divided by 3. So for x tending to 1 by 2, f of x will tend to 1 by 3. Understood? So here limiting value is not also integer, c is also not integer, so c and lr can take any value. But did you understood this part? C and L can take any value, not necessary integer. Apurva, did you understood? Yes? Now, for this example, you can say that L and C need not be an integer. They can be anything, any real number where L and C belongs to real. L and C belongs to real. Okay. Now, for our sake of simplification, I'm just saying it is belong to real. Okay, fine. Now, after this, we can say that, okay, we can define one more term. After looking at the actual definition, we can see that, okay, whenever we are talking about limits, or whenever we are saying that approaching, this approaching is from left side and right side. So that is what neighborhood will be defined. So now what we'll do, we will define the neighborhood in detail. That means we will define that any value of x, suppose this is x-axis, and if we are defining the values of x, for x is equals to suppose 2, then 2 can be approached in two different ways. 2 can be approached in two different ways. One is from this side, that means right side. One is from this side, that means from left side. Right? Suppose you are standing, yeah. So suppose there is a door, and I am saying that, okay, Harish is standing near to door. Harish is standing near to the door, right? So that means there can be two possible cases. By Harish is not just at the door. Harish is not at this line. Harish is not at the boundary line. But Harish is might be on the right side. Harish might be on the left side. So this is the neighborhood of the door. Harish can be on either side. Understood? So that means neighborhood, I mean, it can be either from right side or it can be from left side. Right side neighborhood, I will define in a very simpler notification, which is 2 plus. That this is something greater to 2. Yeah, this is something greater to 2. That is, I'm defining is 2 plus, or best example is to take x is equal to 0. For x is equal to 0, right? So for x is equal to 0, you will have two sides, right side and left side. So this side I will explain at 0 plus. That means here we are having something greater than 0. For example, let's take a 0 plus as 0 0.001, 0 0.00001, 0 0.0000001, right? Left side can be represented as 0 minus, simple representation, right? So this can be minus of 0 0.001, minus of 0 0.00001, minus of 0 0.0000001, and there is no and to it. So this is known as right side, this is known as left side. Okay, right side neighborhood, this is known as right side neighborhood, and this is known as left side neighborhood. Okay, another example of mirrors, we can touch mirror, we can, yeah, correct, yes, yeah. So fine, so this is okay. So suppose if I'll take x is equals to 1, so if I'll take x is equals to 1, so I can write x is equals to, I can write the right hand side, right hand neighborhood as 1 plus, and I can write left hand neighborhood as 1 minus. So 1 plus will be approximately, means 1 plus will be what? 1 plus will be the numbers like 1.001, 1.00001, 1.0000001, right? And left hand neighborhood will be 0.999, 0.9, 0.99999, and so on. Understood? Okay, so left side of 1 will be this and right side of 1 will be this. As we are moving closer, it will move closer to 1. As we are moving closer to 1, the number will become closer and closer to 1. As we are moving closer to 1, the number will become closer and closer to 1. So here suppose it is 0.9, 0.99, 0.999, 0.9999, and so on. This will be 0.1, 1.1, 1.01, 1.001, 1.001, and so on. As we move from both side, left side and right side, we will get closer and closer to 1. Okay, so now suppose I'm saying that whatever the function is taking value from the left side, by if x is approaching from two direction, the function will also approach from two direction. If we look at the example previously, what we have given as the graph, in this case also, the function was approaching in this case, if I'm talking about directions, then in this case also the function is approaching either from this side, है ना, or the function is approaching either from this side. So let's take this side is approaching because x is approaching from right side. So let's take this function value is approaching from right side, and this let's take value from left side, right? So that means the function will also take two different forms. First is right side and the other one is left side. So if I'll draw the function, same thing, if I'll draw the function, and if I'm talking about this point, if I'm talking about some point x is equal to suppose c, so function will take this, function will approach here. So this side, when the function is taking value, we will call it as right hand limit. Okay, so that means when x is approaching c from right side, whatever the function is taking value, we will talk it as right hand limit. When x is approaching c from the left side, x is approaching c from the left side, so the function will approach through this, so we will call it as left hand limit. Okay, fine, understood. Now again, suppose the function was like this. Suppose the function was suppose the function was like this. Okay, and suppose this is x is equals to c. Okay, so if x is coming from this side, again function will approach here, so that means this is right hand limit, and x is approaching this side, so this is left hand limit. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Left hand limit and right hand limit, fine. By simply I'm saying is Jaffran, simply I'm saying is that by x will be approaching from two different directions. X will be approaching here also, curve for also, curve for also, for curve also it will take same thing. Okay, so from right side it is approaching this, from left side approaching this. Okay, so let's take an example of curve also. So suppose if I'm taking example of a curve. Okay, so let's take an example of this curve x square, right? So suppose for x is equals to c, right? So here x is equals to c, so here will be right side, and here will be left side, right? So for right side the function is approaching this part, so this will be called as, whatever function is approaching, this is called as right hand limit, right? And in this case it is known as left hand limit, right? But this is only talked about in case of on which we are taking limit. So because this is limit taken on x, so whenever x 1 plus, we will say it as right hand limit, and 1 minus, we will take it as left hand limit. Okay, so in mathematical term, if I'll write, so we can write this as limit of x tending to 1 plus f of x. Limit of x tending to 1 of x, let's take this as limit 1. This will be called as this will be called as right hand limit. Okay, and this is limit of x tending to 1 minus f of x. This is called as left hand limit. Understood? I hope this part is clear for everyone. So let's copy this one also. Okay, left hand limit. These are two important concepts, है ना? Okay. Any line parallel to y-axis which is right hand limit or left hand limit. But for left hand limit same, and for right hand limit same. So if a line is parallel to y-axis, left hand limit and right hand limit will be same values. Understood? Which are not defined. Understood? है ना? By for parallel to y-axis, suppose if you are talking about this, for this case, right hand side and left hand side limit won't exist only, because there is no neighborhood, because the function is only defined for x is equals to c. It is not defined for right side, it is not defined for left side. है ना? Understood? Levin, did you understood? Because right hand side and left hand side, there is no point, there is no neighborhood. There is only, the function is only defined at point x is equal to c. For that case, we will not talk about its neighborhood, because that function is entirely different. Okay, so I hope this one is clear. I hope this one is clear. Very good, very good. So let's take one example for left hand limit and right hand limit. The best example which I can think of is, the best example for left hand limit and right hand limit I can think of is simply your step function or your greatest integer function. The greatest integer function. Okay. So suppose if I'm talking about, suppose this is 0, 1, x is equals to 1, this is x is equals to 2, and this is x is equals to 3. Tell me what will be the right hand limit for, or if I'll write, what will be the value of limit of x tending to 3 plus, and f of x is given as greatest integer x. Tell me f of x. So limit of x tending to 3 plus, x is 3 plus, what will be the value of fx? That means this is right hand limit. Right hand limit 3 plus, think about it, 3 plus, very good, 3 है ना, because approaching from right side, approaching from right side, that means 3.0001, right? Greatest integer of 3.001 is 3 है ना. Let's say limit of x tending to 3 minus, what will be the f of x? 2. This is left, I will write left hand limit, left hand limit, this will be equals to 2 है ना. So in this particular case, what we have seen, that when we are approaching from the right side, when we are approaching from the right side of the function, we are getting the limit as different, we are getting the limit as 3, and when we are approaching from the left side of the function, we are getting limit as 2. That means the function is not approaching to the same point. This part you are able to understand. Right hand side, अच्छा लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट बच्चे, लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट देखो, लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट में व्हाट विल यू डू फॉर लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट, लिमिट x टेंडिंग टू 3 माइनस है ना, लिमिट x टेंडिंग टू 3 माइनस, सो व्हाट आई कैन से दैट दिस इज इक्वल्स टू ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर ऑफ x. So I will simply substitute 3 minus in this. 3 minus means greatest integer of 2.9999 I can substitute है ना. Who said Larija? Understood? Larija, this is a greatest integer of 2.99. By greatest integer of 2.99 is what? 2.99 is 2. Understood? Did you understand, Larija? Okay. Did you understood? By left hand side is 2 and right hand side is 3. है ना? Suppose if I'm talking about at x tending, x is approaching 2. So for limit of x tending to 2 plus f of x, what will be the limit of x tending to 2 plus? What will be the limit of x tending to 2 plus? Limit will be 2. Right hand limit will be 2. Yes, very good. Limit of x tending to 2 minus f of x. Limit of x tending to 2 minus f of x is 1. Very good. By left hand side limit is 1 and right hand side limit is 2. Very good. Function is defined at 3. What is the value of f of 3? Value of f of 3 is 3. We are not talking about function f x is equals to 3. We are not talking about x is equals to 3. We do not care. We do not give a shit about what is happening at x is equals to 3. Simplest one in your normal dude term, right? We do not care. We do not care what is happening at x is equals to 3. Only right side, only left side. Only right side, only left side. That's it. What is happening at 3? We do not care. This is least of our worries, because right now we are only talking about neighborhood. Okay. So I hope this part everybody understood. So that means sometime the left hand limit and right hand limit might not be same. Left hand limit and right hand limit might not be same. They can be equal also. They can be non-equal also. So limiting values, so now the thing is that if this is happening, what do we call about the existence of limit? So what will happen is, only when left hand limit is equals to right hand limit, only when left hand limit is equals to right hand limit, and we are saying that okay, left hand limit and right hand limit should exist, when this is happening, then we will say that, and this is equals to, suppose L, this is left hand limit and right hand limit, suppose are equals to L, then we will say that the limit exists and is equal to L. That means we'll say limit of x tending to C f of x is equals to L. That means L becomes the limiting value, and it is a unique value. So we'll say only the limit exists when this is possible, when this is true. Okay. Fine. So now I wrote down few questions also. So I will share with you the PDF. You can solve these questions. Okay, these questions are your workbook question. So today's exam is today's homework is that you have to do from Seeker's workbook first page. Seeker's workbook page number 11. This is page number 11, and this will be you can upload this workbook homework. You can upload this homework till 11 p.m. Till 1 p.m. tomorrow, that is Tuesday. Before 1 p.m. I will just check who has all of you have submitted, and on that basis I will give you the marks. Okay. Yeah, I will share both. I will share the PDF also of the workbook, and I will share you the this PDF also. Okay. So now I'll just share the PDF. Acha, last slide. Okay. Yeah. Just check. Existence of limit will be simply LHL will be equals to RHL. है ना? Questions are very easy, bacha. Question are, I think, 30 to 40 questions, so you can easily solve within one day. Okay. Remember, solving exactly getting the answer is not important. You just have to try the solution. है ना? So till 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. So now I'll share the worksheet. Just wait. I think, bacha, 30 questions, but the questions are very easy. Questions are very easy. Okay. If you're not getting any question, tomorrow we will do. So tomorrow I will. Okay. So do one thing. So till tomorrow 5 p.m. Take it tomorrow till 5 p.m. Just wait. Just wait. है ना? Instead of 1, take it as 5 p.m. Take it as 5 p.m. So before 5 p.m. I will just check. Okay. So now I'll share this this thing with you. Sir, but in case of greatest integer, LHS is not equal to RHL. So in that case, limiting value does not exist. Senthil, the limit does not exist. है ना? So in that case, the limit does not exist. So there is no limiting value. We can only talk about that on the right side what is happening, on the left side what is happening. Okay. So in that case, limiting value, limited does not exist. Yeah, 11th. No, yeah, I think it is in 11 Seeker books. So you will, yeah, you will get in 11 Seeker books. But I didn't taught in 11th, so that is why I'm teaching in 12th. Because all the things should be. It is in 11th class, bacha. Harini, it is in 11th class Seeker's book. I'm sharing you the PDF also. I'm sharing you the PDF of the workbook also. So just take it. I'm sharing the PDF of limits and continuity. Okay, I have shared with the limits and continuity. If you have not got, you can always send me a message. I will share with you limits and continuity Seeker's workbook. Okay, yeah, I'm waiting. Don't worry. Yes, very good. So just revise once again. Today, whatever theory was there in limit, we have done. This is the most of the theory we use and types of limits. Okay, chalo, take care. Just solve, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. Okay.